going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, aka the Water King, coming at you for another Dueling Bros video. And before I say anything, I just want to say we're coming straight up the Capsters Cup, and congratulations to our very good friend Dylan POKE.KHAI TRAN. What a great dude! Got second place, won $50,000. And man, you know, we were there at the beginning. He pulled a Mothman from one of our free packs, and then we were able to snag a photo with that big old check that he got at the very end. Again, congratulations to you. And we have some more announcements, like we're going to be doing an interview with Dylan POKE.KHAI TRAN here very soon. It's going to be an exclusive Dueling Bros interview, so look out for that. But no more announcements. There'll be another video with a shit ton of announcements, but right now I'm going to give you my secret sauce, my personal deck that I use in the Capsters Cup. You can talk to any of the players that I played against, and you will know everything I'm about to tell you I did, and I'm not holding anything back. I want everybody to have fun, and you know, there's another new set coming out, so it's not really going to be like anything crazy, I don't think. I think when UFO comes out, it'll be crazy. You know, some new stuff will come out, new combos, and then there'll be another set. So, you know, don't feel the need that, you know, to just hold on to secrets all the time. You know, it's a fun game. Let's get into it. Ooh, baby. Just soak this in. So let's start with the very, very beginning, right? This is the mat that they gave everybody. I chose to specifically not play with mine. I'm gonna play with it going forward. I just didn't want I don't know, I just personally wanted to be able to tell my side of the arena from the other opponent's arena, and most people were playing with this mat. But this is a great mat. I mean, look, it says Caster right here. It's really, really cool. You know, it's got Bigfoot, you know, Space Penguins Familiar, Chibi Frogman, Ball Lightning, Chibi Grim Reaper. You know, it's Cumberland Dragon, it's Chibi Guardian Angel, I believe. Yeah, you know, it's like a bunch of cool shit. So, yeah, it's, I really appreciate just being able to get this. I do love my mat, but I was about to maybe invest in a custom mat, but no need. I have this. This is like, I mean, this is just amazing. So shout out to MetaZoo. Thank you for giving everybody these play mats. I mean, they look great. So yeah, I mean, wow. I'm just looking at it, but we got to get into it, right? So, they gave us all one set of die to roll with, and that way it would be fair. This is pretty cool. I just wish I had more. That's the only thing I gotta say about that. I just wish I had more. Uh-oh. Drop that. But it's amazing. This is amazing die. So it'll probably just stay in the vault probably, because I don't want to lose it. So that's right there. Okay, it's a beautiful thing right there. So we were given deck boxes, so we had to use this deck box. Now I normally use these deck boxes anyway, so I mean, I already had like 12 of these ready for day 2, and so this is the official Capsters Cup 4th wall list. This is mine. I had rice, liquid water, plant, and radio. So my plant is already in like an optimal spot, and I rewatered it and everything. I spent money on it. So fuck it. I'm gonna keep it alive. But it was just a bonsai tree so that I could play Wood Devil of Coos Country. We'll get into that later. I bought a radio to protect myself from Metal Man of Alabama, and rice, of course, because what can you do? Rice is it's really cool. You'll see why in a second. And then of course every water player needs liquid water, so this is really cool. It has the Capsters Cup in the background. I kind of folded it just because it needed to fit in here. I didn't want to have it in a different place, and I would rather keep it with me all day, because you have to have it, and I wasn't about to risk forgetting it somewhere. So we had to use their sleeves. I guess I'll just start with the tokens first. So, you know, it's pretty simple. I got the tentacle tokens. So yeah, I got Oklahoma Octopus. They gave us all official MetaZoo sleeves before the tournament. So Yeah, that's pretty cool. I already have the Frogman one, so I got the Jersey Devil ones now, so that's pretty cool. These are all just my 8 tentacle tokens, so yes, you will be seeing Oklahoma Octopus here in a second. Okay, I'm just going to leave those off screen because those aren't only really noteworthy in play. We'll talk about those later when that comes up. Yeah, I use my dividers because I was like, oh, they got these tiny little deck boxes, and these don't come. These aren't the ones that come with dividers. So I was like, oh no. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep the side deck not revealed right now. Don't want to overwhelm you right now with everything. This is about to be a lot. I'm telling you, this is about to be a lot. Like, I have to normally re-explain this a lot, and it's okay. This is very complicated. And it's all good. But let's get into it, right? Everything is normally first edition in here, but second edition. Look at here, I got Frogman at the bottom. I think this was literally what was at the bottom of my deck in my last game. Was that Frogman? So that's kind of sad. And we got Oklahoma Octopus. Wait. Let's pause for a second. I think I may have forgot to unside deck. 1 second. All right, and we're back. Yeah, I 100% forgot to unside deck. I had. I'll get into it. No, I'll get into it now. Yeah, there's no need to get into it now. Later. So I'll pause real quick. I was 4 and I won my first match. I won my second match. I lost my third in a very complicated mirror to this. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily call it a mirror because it's not at all. It's hard to explain. You'll see here in a minute. But I lost to that match. I lost my third match. And then I won my fourth match. And then I had made another deck that was able to combat lightning a little bit better, but it was less consistent against everything else. And this is like, I really don't lose that much. I mean, it's rare that I lose to anything but lightning with this. So I played lightning and I lost. It was rough. I kind of have to get a perfect roll. A perfect draw, and I get a better hand with them than them. That guy, he just outplayed me. Pridno, he was very, very aggressive. And then, okay. And then I played a Fearsome Critter deck after that. And that was a good match. She said she'd only been playing since March, and I was very, very impressed. She played it very well. But when you're playing water, all you have to do really is, especially if they're not playing Arkansas Snipe, you just wait, let them build up a big army, and like play Grove, then get all their shit out, and they can't lightning in a bottle everything, and then you just flood the earth, and then they pretty much have no ammunition. And if they've already played Growth, then they can't get their new hand back. And so as long as you don't play New Year's New Beginnings or New Beginnings, then there's literally nothing they can do. You're probably just going to go to time or something like that if you can't get the damage out. But you should be able to, especially with this deck. And then my last match was against a Lightning, and I was misplaying. It was a long day. It was just a really, really long day. It was my first ever big tournament, and so I lost, and then I dropped just because I was really tired, and I wasn't gonna make top 32, and Steven was still in it, and I was much happier watching Steven play his final match, just because he was doing so well, and I really wanted to see him play. So in my eyes, it was much more worth it to drop, and just my record not potentially even get another win, to have my record be better, because I knew I wasn't gonna get top 32, and I love Steven, and I would rather watch my bro play. And he had a great Cosmic Mirror matchup against another friend of ours, Graham Beeman. Shout out to Graham. And so I was really, really glad that I got to see that, and it was totally worth it. So you can look up You can look it up. You know, I was 4-3 and then I dropped, so it's no big deal. I'm not ashamed of anything. I feel like I did really well for my first big tournament ever. Okay, so now that we've gotten into that, title pool. Okay, gotta have title pool. I think I just have one copy. I got another Frogman. One thing I did not even think of, but using 2 different Frogmans. I think people thought I was trying to pull shenanigans. I legitimately tried to get a second one of this, and the asshole that I bought this from never fucking shipped it. So, you know, fuck him. But I really wanted to play with 2 of those, but it is what it is. And then Torrential River, yeah, that shit is ridiculous. I need to, you know, we'll get into that later. Crab. Crab is probably one of the scariest, if not the most scariest beastie in the deck. Even more so than Frog. I had 3 people. It was either 3 or 2. I think it was just 2 actually. It was just 2 people that, like, a couple of turns after I power breaded a Crab, they just were like, okay, well, you'll just go to the next game. I mean, Crab takes half battle damage. It can't be bounced back to its hand. It has Stone Skin, and it regenerate. It has Paralyze on its attack, and when you destroy something, you can bookmark. It's 2 water, 1 neutral. It's literally like one of the best water cards they have ever made. It goes good with dual aura. It goes good with single aura. It goes good everywhere. So if you are sleeping on Crab, I mean, you are sleeping on Crab, and that is what it is. Crab is amazing. So I mean, I really can't stress that enough. I mean, his only downfall now is hateful demise, because he has 2 traits, so he can be hateful demised. But other than that, like, Crab is damn near impossible to stop. Okay, and then we got Flood the Earth. So I guess I should stop real quick. Go back to title pool. I'm not gonna go over Frog because I have a shit ton of videos going over Frog, and you know, it is what it is. So title pool, you can bookmark 3, and then I don't have full moon, so I just bookmark 3, and then what I do is you know, you can do some crazy shit like shuffle Frog to the bottom. I mean, a lot of people are like, why would you do that? Well, you know, if someone gets a Torrential River combo off and they're running Torrential River or Toxic Water, then they'll probably fuck both your Frogmans in the same turn. So you don't. I mean, there's pros and there's cons to everything. So it's just your matchup, your opponent's play style. Everything is literally a variable, and that is one of the reasons why water decks are such like complex deck. I've seen a lot of people just try to play water and then just be like, huh, all right. So how do people win with this? And it's like, well, dude, like, literally, it's water is made to where you can form the game around the situation, but you have to. Like, it's not like you can and you have to. Like, you can't just play. You can't just go la di da di da di da di da di da di da. And not to talk shit about lightning or anything like that, but like that's really what it is. You know. I mean, of course, a very high skilled lightning players are going to be very top tier. I mean, but I'm just saying, from like a beginner's aspect, like, lightning is a lot easier to learn. It's fleet footwork. Everything is fleet footwork. It's, you know, flying. There's a lot of flying beasts. Lightning is a really good beginner's deck, whereas water is a very high IQ, high. You know, it's like it'll stress you out. Like, you'll be stressed like the whole game if you're not used to it. So. Flood the Earth has 2 abilities. The top ability is you can play 1 water aura and you can bookmark 1 page, or you can play the 5 aura, and basically it can't be prevented. Its second ability cannot be prevented, and you can only contract it once in the entire duel. And fun fact, you can blow a kiss at Frog to have Frog activate it, but you have to do that first. You can't play Flood the Earth and then try to do that later. You have to do it with Frog first. But it destroys each face-up non-aura page, non-water aura page. Oh my god, I cannot talk. every face-up non-water page, okay, except auras. So like your auras will stay there, but all the aura effects and the tears and your beasties that aren't flying will go away. So it destroys everything that's not flying, that's not a water page, basically. I don't know why it took me so long to get that out, but yeah, it's an incredibly strong card, and it can't be prevented. That's the reason why you can only play it once a turn, once a duel. It is absolutely nuts. If you ask me, it's the reason why water is king. I mean, like, and that's why lightning is so good against water, is because lightning has very strong flying beastie, aka quets, and you know, and then like now hornets with it. You get the quantity and you have quality with lightning now. So it, you know, lightning is a great counter to water in general. But then I had the Wood Devil Coos Country because this page costs 3 less force or to contract if a real tree is within eyesight. So he only costs 2 neutral. He's a trap, and I mean, I'm not going to be playing force, it was ever, but he gains first strike when you flip him for combat. You can distribute the damage that he does with his attack to any number of targets, beasties, artifacts, or casters, a minimum of 5 damage per target. So you can like power up red him, attack something, and then divert the damage to like another frog or like hornets or whatever. So he was good. I believe one game I power up redded him and then destroyed like a hornet, and like all the hornets and the Thunderbird. It was, you know, he's a good card. It's just for the Casters Cup though. I'm gonna have to, you know, find a replacement card because the real tree within eyesight isn't normally a thing. So, well, yeah, and then of course I have Water Aura. Just I'll let you guys know I have 9 Water Aura, so we'll just get that right off the bat, and then I have 2 Prism Aura. It's 11 aura and a 43 card deck. Okay, another crab again. Crab. Now you don't run max crabs. I don't run max crabs because I personally, and my favorite beasties, I like to run 1 less than you max can. If you like, there's not just 2. If they're not just like 2 ofs, I like to run 1 less than the max because it will fuck with your opponent's heads. Like, where's the last one? Where's the last one? And you don't really think about it, but like their thought is in the back of the head. Of course, you have a second Flood the Earth, and you have River Terra to power up Tournamental River, and so much more you'll see in a second. And again, another crab. And as I said, that's the 3rd one, and that's the final one. And here's power up red. You know, I've done a lot of videos on power up red. You know, you 3 neutral aura, you place it under target beastie, it gains 100 LP and 100 damage. It is very strong. It goes to the cemetery whenever the page is under leaves the arena or it gets destroyed. New Year's New Beginnings. Again, the card is literally like the most self-explanatory card in the entire world. I've flipped so many people onto this card. You silly goose heads who are just like, no, I'll just play New Beginnings. You are silly goose heads. It is what it is. You're just gonna have to accept that you're being a silly goose head, not just understanding that this card is way better than New Beginnings, because it's not about like, oh no, I'm losing cards. It's about what your opponent. You can get rid of your opponent's hand. What if they have a great hand? What if they have a better hand than you? What if they have 10 cards in their hand and they accidentally tapped all their water auras so they can't dampen it? That's a 4th of their deck probably. This card is one of the best cards, okay? And it's only like $40. Even when it was $60, I would tell you to buy it. I mean, I honestly can't be more blunt than that. Like, you know, and this is like when I'm trying to do like a more serious deck breakdown. You know, normally I try to keep it down to 15 minutes, but like I'm trying to stress to you guys, like I want y'all to do good. So like, you know, if you don't have this card and you find the opportunity to acquire this, and 2nd edition, you can get in 2nd edition. You know, 1st edition is crazy fucking expensive. Okay, I'm off that rant. Manta Ray, all right. Manta Ray, good god. Okay, 5 water aura, 100 LP, fleet, and is flying. Ignores first strike, and it has 80 damage. It gets nighttime 20 damage and 20 from river. So a good reason to have river. Okay. Another good reason to have mana, his ability. You play him, you fatigue him, you put him, you attach him to target beastie. Now crab is flying, and then he also gains half of his attack. So if river was out, he'd be doing 100, and crab would be doing 40 if I had no Terra to power up crab. And so 100 divided by 2 is 50 plus 40, so crab would then be a 90 flying beastie, because guess what? Whatever Manta Ray is touching when you use his power for it also gains flying. So this is literally like like one of the most standard combos. Bam, 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 bam. You can also make frog flying, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like this combo stronger than that combo. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Wood Devil under frog, that's the move. Okay, people when I put a trap under frogs all day, if I didn't mess up and tap too much aura, it was like people just didn't know what to do. Okay, Manta Ray is a must-have, and yes, if you power up red Manta Ray, the extra goes over here. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts. So if Manta has 200 damage because of what you call it, power up red, because it specifically says it doesn't say base damage. It just says its attacks deal additional damage equal to half of this page's attacks, including including terror bonuses. So so it's the whole deal, right? It's the whole deal, unless they decide to reword the card and there's an errata that I don't know about. That is how that works. Of course, 2 bookmarks. Gotta have 2 bookmarks. That's like one of the standard. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. After the tournament, one of the things I learned is, just for this deck in particular, I'm gonna be taking 2 bookmarks out, and I'm gonna be replacing them with 2 more title pools, because you can recast title pool, but you can't recast bookmark. And if you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck are you talking about, recast? You'll see in a second. I've known about a card since CN1, and it immediately became my favorite art and my second favorite ability to frog. And when I saw its Terra bonus, I immediately was like, I'm making this deck right now. So that's the other thing, guys. I've been running this deck that you're about to see, and we haven't even gotten into the real bread and butter of it, but like the real core of this deck that you're going to get into very last. I've been running that idea since CN1. You can ask anybody I played against. I got second place to Logan Drake in the tournament. I got second place to Philip Henderson in a tournament. I've first in a couple of local tournaments. A smaller it's my baby. I've been playing it since CN1. And so I really couldn't wait to play it in the Casters Cup. So again, we got the Water Aura. First anniversary celebration. I decided to main deck it because I'm playing Tournamental River, and so just in case the mirror, or just in case I win against lightning, or first anniversary center, it's just really good all around, because you just nullify all traits. There's a lot of good reasons to play first anniversary celebrations. You can target the caster, take magic proof off, take stone scan off, you take fleet footwork away, so stuff won't come in awakened, take regen away, take flying away, you can take the spirit trait away. I mean, there's literally it's a one drop. It's an amazing card. I remember when I bought one, I bought it because I liked the art. I didn't buy it because I liked the ability of the card. I just liked the art. That was crazy. So then I have a Prismora. We got 2 Prismora in here. And of course, I got my Hollow first edition Aura. So we got all 3 Tournamental Rivers. You can have 3. So so I got 3. And then River of Time. Again, I'm gonna go into Tournamental River last. And then River of Time is normally 5 water aura, but if River's active, it's only 1 water aura. And take another turn after this one, put this page into the afterlife. So you do not have to take your turn directly after this. You just play this page, and then it says you need to take another turn after this one. So you don't have to end your turn immediately, but when you do end your turn, you get to take another turn. And yes, because of the specific wording, if you were in turn, so if you were turn 0 and you played that, and then you ended your turn, you would go into turn 1, and so then your opponent would effectively lose a turn. So yes, it's a very, very powerful card. Have 2 Prismore, of course. We have Chaos Crystal. We have 2 Megalodon Tooths and 2 Mermaid Scales. Okay, so now let's break the aura facts down real quick. Okay. Well, I know a lot of you people are like, ooh, no. Well, I'll just run Absorb Aura, and then I'll just get rid of those. I mean, you're gonna run 4 Absorb Aura? Really? What are you gonna take out of your deck? I mean, do you have a 50 card deck? I mean, what are you gonna do with all that? I mean, I'm just being realistic, right? Like, if you run all 4 Absorb Aura, you're gonna be missing something out of your deck, and I have enough firepower elsewhere, and I have enough regular aura to get what I need to be done with enough draw power. This is just extra. It's almost like diversions. So Sorry, I had to pause again for a quick second. But yeah, so like what I was saying is these you know, if you run all 4 absorb aura, I'm still gonna have 1. And this is to speed the deck up, right? This is to speed the deck up, and it works. It just flat out it works. And there's a thing I do with the side deck for game 2. We'll get into that in a minute. I mean, there's a lot of big brain plays, right? So here's another river. Okay, I have Altamaha, right? So got two Altamaha because you can have 2, and this card is literally one of the most busted cards I've ever laid eyes on. 4 water aura, 90 LP, 50 damage from river. It's invisible while river is active, and when it's destroyed, if river is active, you may place this beastie on the bottom of your spell book. Oh my lord! So you can replay it over and over and over again. Does 20 damage. You get extra 20 damage from rice. That's why I had rice as one of my items. And then type advantage against water. Literally, so if you guys haven't already put it together, 20 plus 20 is 40. Plus 50 is 90. Plus another 20 is 110. Crab takes half battle damage. No Terra bonuses. 55. A lot of people don't like to run Terras. That's 110 damage. Ultima has the crab killer. Ultima has the crab killer. Okay, don't have river active. 20 from its normal attack, 20 plus rice, 20 plus water for the water type advantage. Ultima, the frog killer. This card is absolutely nuts. Goes to the bottom of your spellbook when river is active. It is the neutralizer to the dumb draw rule if when both casters run out of cards. Okay, no negatives to that card at all. Not one. There are so many decks that cannot deal with invisibility. You just could take my word. It is nuts, okay? Like, that card is the nuts. Cryptid Nation. Alright. This card right here is the next card. It's for the next card, right? You play 2 neutral aura, and you get to contract any page from Cryptid Nation that you want. Okay, now you can do power up red, and you can do frog technically, but you don't need to because you're running water aura, right? So it's like, okay, Chris, like, you got 2 options. Why would you run a card that you only can use on 2 cards? This is because of this card right here, Gossendithia. Now, a while back, I did a card breakdown on Gossendithia. I barely got any views. And I don't know why. I literally gave you guys the secret sauce. Like, it's just there. Go back in April, around my birthday, April 14th. Around that time, I gave you guys the sauce. It's right here. It's in front of your face. Okay? Gossendithia is a Cryptid Nation card that came from their release event deck. Okay, and it's one of the promos from the Cryptid Nation. It's 2 fire, 2 neutral, 50 LP, and it gets a 25 LP for river. Okay, I opened my release, my first 5 release event decks, and I got 2 Wahilas and 3 Dungan Hoovers, I believe. And then I made a bet with somebody, and I won another one. And I opened that, and I got this card. I already knew what Frog did. I already had a water deck planned out. Didn't really know the mechanics of the game. It was a shitty water deck, but I made a water deck, and I was like, River. What about that? And then I read Gossendithia. During your turn, you may contract spells that share an aura type with aura pages that you control from your cemetery as if they were in your chapter. You may only contract each copy of a spell in your cemetery once per turn this way. Gossendithia cannot gain traits. This attack gains plus 10 damage for each spell that was contracted during this turn. Okay? So, you're like, okay, so what? Okay. So what? So what? So what, Chris? So what? It's not a big deal. It's a cool card, right? It's not a big deal. Whatever. What's the one card I haven't talked about yet? Tournamental River. Now, You're about to see why I saved it for last. You have 3 copies of this card. This 4 water aura. If River is active, you may deal 30 damage to target beastie if River is active. This page, its real ability, strongest ability. This page causes 0 aura to contract if you've already contracted a Torrential River this turn. If not, each time you contract a water page this turn, bookmark 1 and deal 30 damage to target page or caster. Damage from this page ignores Stone Skin. So the first time you play this, if River's active, you deal 30 damage. If River's not active, nothing happens. Nothing. But if you play another one, it deals 60 damage if River's active, 30 damage if River's not active, and the top damage does not ignore Stone Skin, but the bottom damage does ignore Stone Skin. It's a very complicated card, so if you're trying to hit a Stone Skin beastie with River active, you could only deal 30 damage to that Stone Skin beastie. These are 2 separate instances of damage. So, but it's a water page. It says any water page. Let's say you held on to this. Play this. Bam. Draw. You draw too. You draw. You deal damage. You draw. You play that your aura effect. You deal 30 damage to target page or caster. Target page or caster, and you draw. Oh no! You drew into another aura effect. Play the aura effect. Draw. Okay. Oh no! Drew into my second Frogman. Fatigue 2 water. Play Frogman. Deal 30 damage. Draw. Play Crab. Draw. Got. Oh no! I played Flood the Earth to draw both times. My opponent's not worried about Flood the Earth anymore. I have gas. I have no problem flooding the earth with gas. Because I have a second one. I will lull you into a false sense of hope, thinking that I've used both my Flood the Earth to draw, and then continue to use them to draw, and then when you've fully fucked up, I flood the earth after FAC if necessary, or just straight up flood the earth if I need to, and then bam. Like when you include gas into a deck, you sign a secret contract to yourself that you're about to make some complex plays, and that you're gonna have to think really hard, okay? Because you can play all 3 of these from your hand in one turn, okay? All 3 of these from your hand in one turn, okay? And then when they hit the cemetery, because they're in the cemetery, you can then activate Gas's ability and then play them from the cemetery again 1, 2, 3, meaning you played Torrential River 6 times in one turn. That is an astronomical amount of damage. Not to mention that you'll be able to play Flood the Earth for 1 aura apiece to draw and to deal 30 damage, and you'll draw 2 cards because you're drawing 1 from the top effect from Flood the Earth, and then you're drawing another from the secondary effect of Torrential River, okay? This deck is absolutely nuts, okay? Not to mention, oh no, you played all those aura effects. They're fatigued, River's active, River fucking time. You deal 30 damage, end your turn, you get to take another turn, okay? And then of course you have and the reason why I said I'm going to take out both bookmarks and put in 2 more title pulls is because you can recast. I'll just recast title pulls over and over and over and over and over again. I thought having bookmark, because it was a 1-drop, I was like, okay, I think the smart move is to play bookmark and not title pull. I underestimated the value of being able to recast title pull over and over and over and over again. So that was my fault, and that's a-okay with me. I am not mad about that, not one bit. So that's the main deck, okay? That's the main deck. All right, I kind of got it all sloppy, and it is what it is, okay? So I'm gonna pause the video again, and then I'm gonna organize the side deck, and I'm gonna kind of clear this board out, and I'm just gonna kind of leave the main cards to the side, and we will talk about the card combos with the side deck here in a second. All right, so we'll be in 1 second. All right, simple. Chessie, very simple choice. Very simple choice. Get it. Damage for every water page in the arena. It's good in the mirror. It's good not in the mirror. You play a lot of water pages anyway. It's just all around good, almost pretty much must have. And then when you play Chessie, you need the Oklahoma Octopus, because Oklahoma Octopus is he's very good by himself because he regenerates. He's poison 3. He gets type advantage against water, and while he's awakened, he can't be targeted by other beasties. so he's safe from frog if you haven't attacked. So like you can sacrifice another beastie potentially to try to go at frog, and if they Smoky Spirits, you can just wait for Oklahoma Octopus until like they run out of Smoky Spirits. If you notice, they played their 5th Smoky Spirits, and just get that out of there. Okay, so it's very, very good. His other ability is when you play him, you have the ability to instead split him into 8 tentacle tokens. They are all considered water pages and will get Chessie a bonus 10 per water page like Chessie. So that would be 80 damage for all your Chessies. So very, very, very strong card. And then like I said, I was somewhat aware that I needed more title pools, so I added one more in the side deck. I just wish it would have been in the main deck. And then 2 Mishu Pishus, perfect for the lightning counter. It's a trap, so you can put it under frog. First strike, it gets a river and lake bonus, so you can run Chessie and you can run Ultimaha. And then you bookmark pages until you have 4 pages in your chapter. For each page you bookmark with this effect, deal 10 damage to target beastie. You may select a different target each time. And then Raging Rapids, 30 damage with a lightning bonus. So it's very, very good. If you have river and lake out, if you flip that trap and a Quetz is attacking a frog, it basically comes down to a roll of does Mishu Pishu destroy Quetz, or does Quetz destroy Mishu Pishu? So Unlucky Potion might be pretty good to go with this, but I just felt like I had too many cards going elsewhere. But this is an absolutely great card. I power up redded this bitch one game, and then I made him flying with Mishu Pishu, and it was just an instant surrender. Very, very hard to deal with first strike cards, and so when you had another level of versatility to the water deck, it is absolutely nuts. And then this next card is Good Lord Have Mercy, is another very, very strong card. It's complicated. It's not necessarily the easiest to get off, but once you get confident with it, you can really, 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 really learn. Okay, and Green Gold Monster is 3 neutral, or 3 water, 2 neutral, and it's 20 damage from river. Okay, you on contract, you may automatically inflict paralyze on target beastie, and then its attack is drowning. Bookmark 1 target. Place this page into your chapter after combat resolves. So you place him under frog, you contract him, you paralyze the beastie that's targeting frog, so that he doesn't take damage. He does damage to him, to whatever beastie, and then after combat resolves, he won't take any damage because the beastie's paralyzed, and you put him back in your hand. This beastie is very, very strong, and it's because it's a contract effect, it's not a flipped effect. You can also just outright play him to paralyze something if need be. So it is just all around a very, very, very good card. I've been loving that card since I saw him. And then shout out to Zane, the California Cosmic King. He I was playtesting with him a couple of days before the tournament, and we came up with a good plan for my deck for swapping 5 Aurifacts for babies. Because if you're just dead set on swapping Absorb Aura, and I'm also just gonna put 5 babies in, so you have 4 dead cards. So not only were you not even able to absorb Aura all of my Aurifacts anyway, I'm putting in babies. So it's not even necessary, and because we're gonna be running river and lake at the same time after the side deck, because we're also trying to power up Mishu Pishu. Baby's gonna be just through the roof. And so I know you already kind of saw Tiny Island, but I'm playing lake, and then we also play Tiny Island, and it's like, okay, why play Tiny Island? Because it powers up Crab again, and so Crab will be 75 health and 60 damage with river and lake. Lake and island and Tiny Island out. So 75 damage times 2 is 150. That is very, 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 very strong. It's very hard to take out a Crab that is that strong, and will inflict paralyze and whatnot. So when you switch out the Aurifacts for the babies, it's still very fast. You still get your drawing power, and I don't know. Like I said, Lightning has all the fleet footwork, so with anti-potion, running potions wasn't really an option. So if you haven't noticed by now, I haven't run not one potion in this deck, and I ran traps instead because I was trying to play mind games, and the mind games worked. But Smoky Spirits is strong, but also my lightning opponents also showed me every single time after we ended, we showed each other our hands, and they had anti-potion potions, so it didn't matter anyway. So I did run Smoky Spirits. That's why I said the outcomes weren't different. But this was my secret sauce deck. I appreciate you guys for watching. And again, we got our Patreon. If you made it this far, then you're probably committed. And you see I put in a lot of work. So if you could at least go over to our Patreon. If you're not local, do our $10 Patreon. You get to see all my deck lists. I upload all of them. I put a lot of hard work into them. And if you are DFW local, just go ahead and snag onto that $20 Patreon, because you get free entry into our monthly tournaments at Indigo Plateau, and those are where the big prizes are going to be. We're going to have discounted rates for when we have the big prizes, so you're going to be saving money. And of course, you get all the exclusive deck lists, and then I will help you build a deck of what you want. We'll make it work. The pieces you want, we'll make that work, and then I'll help you play test it so that you won't just go out into the wild and not know how to use that deck. So my claim to fame is that I have a one-of-a-kind water deck, and I hope you appreciate the hard work that I put into this. And if you've watched all the way through, again, I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, look out for our 500 follower giveaway on Instagram. We're going to give away 2 Wilderness Release Event decks. And that's it, guys. This was a long video, and thank you again. Bye.